Here's a quick clip of the method I decided to go with for holding up my foam board insulation in my metal building. You need some kind of strapping to hold it up there. My insulation is friction fit and some of it's pretty tight. There are a few pieces that are loose, and of course it will eventually fall down. I took pieces of 1x2, I drilled a hole in them, and I used a self-drilling metal to metal screw to fasten that directly to the trusses overhead in the metal building. Of course, I don't like drilling holes in the trusses, but they're full of holes already, put there by the construction crew, and I don't think 30 more holes is really going to matter that much. This method saves 1x2 material because you don't go all the way across, and you can angle them slightly. If the seams on the foam board, if there are any seams, don't quite line up, you can angle them slightly in order to catch all 4 pieces. My foam board is installed in 4-foot square pieces because I worked alone and it's very difficult to lift the 4x8 sheets into the ceiling when they're 2 inches thick. I also put some 8-foot 1x2s up there and propped them on the trusses just for insurance until I'm done finishing the ceiling and anchoring the foam board and doing the spray foaming and sealing and taping and all that work. That's just to ensure they don't come down. It doesn't look very nice, but none of this is supposed to look nice. It's just insulation. Eventually those 1x2s will be anchored in place permanently, and they will also be used for any other materials I want to attach, such as a radiant barrier. The reason I chose this method is you don't need a lot of 1x2 materials, and you can remove them later if you want to. Let's say, for example, I wanted to remove the foam board. I could actually either swivel them out of the way or remove them by pulling the screw out, and then I would be able to pull the foam board down, do whatever work I needed to do, and then just put it back up there and put it back into place. So it's permanent, but it is removable in case you need to access the roof for any reason. I'm sure there are multiple ways to hold foam board in a ceiling. I chose this method because it seemed to be really quick and easy, relatively speaking. I used a drill to pre-drill pilot holes for the self-drilling screws. I had to do this because the ones I bought were over an inch long and they were very wobbly, and while being up on a ladder or a platform, it's rather hard to drill with those types of screws when the screw is really long and it wobbles. So even with a socket that is the correct size, it was just too difficult. So I went ahead and pre-drilled. That was far easier. And once there's a small pilot hole drilled, the self-drilling screw just goes in so much easier.